Hi everyone, back again with me Magic Joe, and today I would like to share my clear for the Weapon Trial 3 level 70 that we just got today. And I think for me this clear is pretty challenging because I was thinking about to use double healer, but that doesn't work because this boss has two kinds of shield that you might need to destroy before it could release a big AoE attack to your team. Well, about that, I'm just going to discuss about it on the battle and strategy section, but for now, let's jump into the unit preview. On this stage, I decided to use NonoWill again because she has maximum level and also maximum range, and also she's the one of my best unit that I have on my account. And on this strategy, I'm going to use infection stacks. So I'm going to put anesthetic on her skill and also debuff for the vulnerable 3 that will increase the damage taken for the enemies by 30%. And also I'm gonna use Phantom Dance because I want my NonoWill to be able to hit all the stones across the map, and Phantom Dance is going to make a miracle work for me in order to hit the stones and get back again to the boss. And for the Turret Whisperer, I'm just gonna use the Judgment here, and I have a lot of Judgment Turret Whisperer in my account, but I use the one who can give physical attack and also bonus HP, so my NonoWill could survive all the attacks from the boss. And just make sure that I have the special entry, because the special entry is going to dispel 2 attribute buff from the boss and also will give judgment, which another increasement damage taken for the enemies, and it will bypass by immunities. So that means that even though the boss is immune to attribute debuff, it will just pass through and it will give 10% extra damage for your team. And another DPS unit that I decided to bring into this stage is Outlaw Guard because I believe in his potential at doing his best on dealing some damage and also debuffing the boss on Weapon Trial 2 and Weapon Trial 3. It's because of the Intimidate, it's going to guarantee you to decrease the attack from the boss, so all your units could survive the single target attack and also AoE attack from the boss. And the Rupture Armor, it has like 50% chance to inflict the physical defense down by 40%, but for me on this strat it doesn't matter if it procs or not because I'm just going to do some stackings on the infections, so it will give like consistent damage every turn. But yeah, he's still here. He's still here, good to dealing some damage, and also to intimidate the boss for the attack down debuff in here. And also for the weapon, it's gonna be the same. Tuning armor to dispel 2 buff from the boss every time he deals any damage. So this dispel also gonna be working with the Flying Blade Guard, so you could dispel up to 4 buffs from the boss in one turn. And for the engraving, I'm just gonna use the Resonance of the Sword and the Cup for extra damage and also lifesteal for the sustain. And for the tarot card, I'm just gonna use the Temptation of the Devil for the Devil's Tax. So by killing 5 stones already, this unit has like 30% attack and also 30% defense. And for the magic damage dealer on my team, I decided to bring Momo along with me. It's because she has maximum rank and also maximum level already, even though she only has 2 stars, but it still works well for me. And the reason why I bring Momo is because her capability in taking all the heads or the stones around the boss. So you pretty much just want to proc the Doom Waken and then put her into alert mode. And with the Hunter Intuition, you pretty much can kill all the stones, and also you could deal extra damage to proc or to break the magical shield from the boss. And also if you have focus 1, it's just no brainer, you just put focus 1 on her because it's going to extend the range of the alert from her for like 1 extra range using this focus 1. And also for another skill that I bring is erosive power. It will increase the damage by 10% and also it's going to inflict 1 stack of infection whenever Momo dealing some damage. And after a single target attack as well, it will give you an extra stack of infections. So that's why every time I proc the alert from Momo, it's going to give 1 extra infection on the enemies. And whenever I do single attack from Momo, it's going to give 2 infection. So that's why it's gonna be a lot of infection stacks on the boss. And repulsion application is going to be useful whether you want to grab the further away stones to your side, and so you could just like clear all the stones across the map with Momo or like with your seeker. And for the Turret Whisperer, I'm just going to use the tower. I will not use the devil on Momo. It's because the tower itself is enough to kill all the ads and also to break the barrier from the boss. But if you want to bring the devil terror card, it's also okay. It's just like depends on what your preference is. Another magic damage dealer that I brought onto this stage is one of my favorite units in this game, Papal Ice Praise. Yeah, he has maximum level and also maximum rank already, and because of his trait, he's going to have 15% extra attack when it comes to the battle. So even though you see here he only has 2890 attack, but when the battle starts, it's going to add up around 3400 or 500 something. And also I just put the best ones or the best stuff that I have on my account with the resonance of the sword and wands to give extra damage whenever he moves before attacking. And also I just put the origin hourglass for the extra physical attack and also magical attack by 3%. And for the Turret Whisperer, I just put the Devil Terror card with extra M attack on it. And the important skill that I need to bring on this stage is the field, which going to decrease the AoE damage taken for all allies in 3 tiles around the characters by 25%, and it will include him as well. So pretty much my team here is going to have 20% AoE damage reduction, and it will prevent my team to get killed from the AoE attack from the boss. And I decided to bring Ice Lanes. It's because of a single target attack that has a really good damage multiplier and also will inflict the speed down and also movement down. The speed down is really useful when it comes to like like time manipulating or like turn manipulating. So that's why I just use Iceland couple times whenever I want to delay or like make my units to move first before the boss does. And Icecone here, it will have 80% damage multiplier on this one, but it has AoE damage to all enemies within 1 tile radius on the target location. So you could pretty much using this to destroy the stones, even though it's the yellow stones or the blue stones, it will deal extra damage to the blue stones because of the roll advantage, because Papal Ice Breeze is a watcher and the target stone is a destroyer, so it will deal extra damage. But on the yellow stone, because it's AoE attack, so it will not calculated as the range attack, so you could still deal full damage to the stones, and you can just destroy the stones from far away using this ice cone ability. And for the last slot, I always use Cocoa nowadays because Cocoa is just too good for all kind of the contents, and she has maximum level and also rank 12 as well, and I have her at 3 stars for now. The best thing about Cocoa is the heals, and also it will give you critical and also critical damage for 2 turns, and also it will give you Bento, which is going to dispel the 2 debuffs and also recover 25% HP. And yeah, for this stage, I just built my Coco as a tank because I want her to tank all the single target attack from the boss as to trigger the Stay Strong ability as well. So not only she could recover her health, but she could also restore the other unit's health using this ability. And I'm just gonna use the Potluck Protector to do the assisting cover for all the other allies within 2 tiles. And the Cocoa's treasure chest is going to be one ability that you're going to be careful to use with, because sometimes you might use this ability to attack to add more infection to the boss, or you just want to put the Snow Lotus for the damage increase or like the damage reduction. Yeah, it's been fun for me to use Coco in every content on this game so far. And now let's talk about the battle and the strategy. But as usual, before I start to discuss the strategy, I just want to let you know the tactics that I use on this stage. The first one is the urgent order for the extra speed and also extra energy whenever I need on my units. It's just nice to have that kind of tactics on this weapon trial boss. And the second one is March Command for extra movement whenever I start the turn, so my units could easily have access to damage the boss, or to just like extra movement to move around the map. And the third one is always Flag of Convallaria for extra attack and defense, and also energy and extra cooldown reduction every turns. And the positioning here is also pretty important. I put my NonoWill a bit behind over here. It's because her role as a seeker, so she naturally has more movement um, uh, rather than the other units that I have on my team. So even though I put her behind, she could always catch up on the other allies to hit the boss right away. And the Papal Ice Priest in here is to damage these stones over here. And the mechanic of this boss is going to hit the enemies with the highest magic defense. So I pretty much know which unit that is going to be targeted by him. So my Momo here has 1100, and my Papal Ice Priest has like 927 magical defense, and my Coco has like 800, so it's going to target my Momo over here. So that's why I'm going to put my Coco always near to the Momo, so Coco could take the damage instead of my Momo. And yeah, for now, let's start into it. And I put the Snow Lotus on my Coco, so it could take the damage really well. And my Momo there is going to proc the Doom Waken and pull that stones over there and trigger the alert for the first time. So as you can see here, the focus one is going to extend the target, like the range of the alert from Momo. So by putting putting her on this position, it's not only going to trigger the alert from the boss as well, but it's going to cover this area, which is really nice because the stone is probably going to bounce around here. Just gonna use ice cone over there and try to trigger the debuff to the boss, and I got it for the first time. So the boss has already minus 40% of physical defense and also minus the attack, and also got the judgment debuff from the terror whisper card from the NonoWill. And on the second turn, the boss will cast another single target attack. That's why my Coco is going to be near to the Momo, so my Coco could take the damage instead of her. The alert is triggered. Enchanting Shadows. You don't have to worry about the ads because the alert is just going to kill all of them. Just like that. Okay, the reason why I don't use my ice lens on this one is because I want to the boss to have like more turns, like more speed to my units. So because like naturally the boss is faster than my NonoWill, that's why I just want the boss to move first before my NonoWill, so my NonoWill could take down the Yellowstone whenever the boss try to spawn it after it does anything or like any skill. I'm going to proc the Iron Pot for critical hit and critical damage buff. That's the shields. That's what I talk about, because my NonoWill will move after the boss. So for now, my NonoWill could take down the Yellowstone over here, and then the boss will get more damage taken if they have no stones around the map. Because like one stone is going to decrease the damage taken from the for the boss by 15%. So you don't want that to be happen. And that's why now I starting to deal a lot of damage to the boss to try to break the shields. And the shield is it's broken. Put the flag over there and then kill it with Nono. And just try to deal a lot of damage to the boss while stacking the infection buff. The debuff, sorry. Enchanting Shadow to inflict the vulnerable to the boss. So for now, the boss has a lot of the debuff. Not only it has the defense downs, it's also have the Doom Resonance aura from the from Momo. So the boss will take more damage taken from the DOT or like the infection, and also Vulnerable 3 from NonoWill, and physical defense down from the Outlaw guard. Try to proc the Tomb Awaken again. And the stone is going to be spawned. Take the yellow stone with Nono. Take the farther away blue stones with Momo. And take those one with Papal ice breaks. And this one, the boss will trigger the physical shield. So for the first one, like people always getting it backwards. So I just want to let you know that this boss on this stage will have two kinds of shield. So the first one is going to proc the magical shield, which going to be to be broken if it gets hit by the magical attack or magical damage. And the second one, it's going to physical damage seal. So it will only be broken by physical damage. So that's why it's going to be about like the best composition for this team is to have like balance physical attack and also damage, magical damage on the boss. But if you want to try the Nungle strat, you could just like clear it in maybe like 3 or 4 rounds from what I see from my friends that have posted on the Discord. It's kind of funny though, but I just like to do it the traditional way. And yeah, another thing that I want to mention here is every time the boss has the shield, it will becomes immune to all debuff. But if it has the debuff before the shield, it will still gonna be there. So if you want to do some debuff, it's better to put it there before it procs the shield. Otherwise, you need to break the shield down and after that starting to debuff the boss again. Another flag. So after you destroy the second shield and it will get like into dying states or something, it's just gonna be easier to take this boss down. So pretty much, yeah, you just need to survive all the AoE attacks and then after that still destroy some stones and you could clear it pretty easy after those 2 phases. And that's it, my clear for this stage. And I also hope that you could clear this stage as well and start to sweep for those legendary weapons and get the legendary weapons that you want. And on these tactical notes, you could see all the units and including their equipment, engraving, turret whisper, and also skills that I use on them, and also the tactics that I use to clear this stage as well. And if you have any feedback regarding this content, just put them on the comment section below. I usually read all of them and try to reply each of them as I can. But for now, I think that's it. And I'm really hoping to see you again on my next video. I hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye now.